Welcome back to episode 8 of the Football Experience. Today we're joined with two Saints Prime members, Jamie Allen and Harry Tizard. How are you
Hello
guys?
there. I'm good. Thank you for asking me, and thank you for having me on the show, Matt. About time, you could say.
Good.
Yeah. It's
Harry,
like a
are you going to
while.
tell him how you are? Or?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much. I didn't know, you like speaking a lot of the Saints Prime, but yeah, thanks very much for having me. I'm glad to be here. Normally we just talk about Saints, so now we're talking about more than just Saints. I'm looking forward to it. Good. All right.
Alright, let's get into the previews first. So the first game we're going to preview is Man City versus Tottenham. What do you guys think?
Pep versus Mourinho.
Big clash.
Two big hitters. Two historical managers. Lots of trophies combined.
Mm.
One of them, actually, a fun fact I realised, had won 6 trophies one season once in 2009 with Barcelona. Fun facts for you there.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It is, Harry.
That is a lot. I'm looking forward to it, to be fair. I mean, Mourinho, it's an out-of-form Spurs team against Man City, who literally couldn't be in better form. I think 14, maybe 15 wins now on the bounce, which is more than the Arsenal team of quite a few years ago. I can't remember the exact year. I think it was 2002 that they won 15 in all competitions. And even with the midweek fixtures, Manchester City have got such a big squad that they can just fill out a first team and go further clear at the top. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Any prediction for the game?
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one. I think Spurs definitely need a reaction. I mean, I think the only 2 games they won in their last 6 were against Sheffield United and West Brom, the 2 bottom teams of the Premier League. So it's games that they should be winning. They lost against Brighton, which is very disappointing considering the fact that Brighton had only won at home against Arsenal in the last year. So I'd probably have to say a 1-0 win for Manchester City, because Spurs always seem to do well against Manchester City. So I'm just going to say that Manchester City sneak it.
Is Kane fully back? Does anyone know?
Well, he played against Everton.
Yeah, and then he didn't play in the cup.
Everton was the
Oh, no, he came
Everton
on.
was
He
the cup.
Sorry,
Yeah.
he came on. Yeah.
West Brom
Yeah,
and Everton, so just up to speed, I think.
Yeah, because I've gone with 3-2 just because of how many they scored. How many? They're 3-2 to City just because of how. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I reckon like 2-1-2. I think Tottenham will get a goal from somewhere. Like Kane or Son, they can always get some moment of magic, but I think City will have too much quality overall.
I'm not sure I can agree with Matt Pete, to be honest. Tottenham aren't really sides known for scoring lots of goals. I think the Everton game was a bit of a fluke, to be honest. As even commentators were saying on there themselves. You don't really picture seeing a Jose Mourinho side losing 5-4, do you? I could easily see a Tottenham 2-0, City 2-0, and leave it at that, to be honest, boys.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So let's go on to the next game, which is Leicester versus Liverpool.
Ooh.
Now that is a tough hitter.
Tough hitter.
Tough hitter, yes, it is. It's Brendan Rodgers going back to his old den. Actually, no, it's Liverpool going to Leicester, isn't it?
Yeah, Liverpool indeed going to Leicester. I mean, Leicester have done all right recently. I mean, in February, they've not conceded yet. Wins against Fulham, Brighton, and a clean sheet against Wolves. And Liverpool aren't in great form. So if there's any time that Leicester are going to get revenge for their 4-0 battering of last season, when it was only really between Liverpool and Leicester at that sort of point, and Liverpool showed why they won the league so comprehensively last year. I've probably got to go. It'll be really, really tough, but Liverpool got to bounce back at some point. So I'm probably going to say it's going to be a 2-1 away win for the Reds.
Lovely.
Nice.
Jamie?
It's a tough one because, Everton, like I said, this came off the back of that Tottenham game. High in confidence. They got everyone loves the last-minute winner. So that was it. Who was it from again? Is out of favour. Bernard? That's who it was. I think it was got the winner. They could see him having a good game against Liverpool. I know he didn't start all too much. However, Carlo Ancelotti must have a tough decision on his hands, saying who's going to
It's Leicester versus Liverpool.
And I
mate.
just realised the wrong team I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was really confused when you said that.
Leicester v Liverpool.
Well, at least now we've heard some about Everton as well.
So
Yeah.
what Jamie
believe
meant
that.
to say is that Kelechi Iheanacho came off the bench in
Yes,
the cup and he
that's
scored.
what I said.
That's
Yeah,
what he
that's
meant, and
that's
that's
actually
gonna
what I meant to
boost
say.
confidence.
Because he said he didn't want to play in the cold. He thought, you know what, I'll save my friends playing in this cold. I'll come off and score a winner. Easy.
There we go.
Wait, Tiz, you say Justin done his ACL, do you say?
That's going to be tough for them. Yeah, I think Brendan Rodgers confirmed it about 30 minutes ago. Someone that's been a stonewall in their team. And I'm not too sure who they've got. I don't know if Castagne's back. I'm pretty sure he's still injured. Pereira's slowly coming back, and then you've got Fuchs on the other side. So that is going to be a big miss because he's scored a couple goals this season. He's always dangerous on the front foot, getting into the advanced spaces on the wings, and he's part of a defence that's been okay this season. So they're going to have to replace him fast.
I mean, yeah, if you're looking at Fuchs in the team, like if he's up against Salah,
They're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1 Liverpool. I think, to be fair, like it does all depend on sort of the injuries and stuff. Like I was thinking about a draw, but I'm gonna say Liverpool. I think they'll, with a couple of missing names.
You got to think that Liverpool have a point to prove though. They're so far behind. They can't sacrifice these games. I think like I said, they're on a really bad form at the moment. It's the perfect time to turn it around.
Yeah.
Do you not think that Liverpool will be fine?
Yeah.
I think that they definitely have something to prove, but at the same time, Leicester are still a very good team. Like it's not like they can just decide, right, we're gonna, even if they do change their form around, like it's still a close game.
Vardy should be back as well. He's on the bench against Brighton, I believe, and maybe Wolves. I'm pretty sure he's on the bench against Wolves, so I think he might be fully fit, which is not good if you're a Liverpool fan.
No, definitely not.
Definitely. So let's go on to Saints versus Wolves.
Tough game that is, because it's classic. It's a classic Southampton. You beat them in the cup and you lose the game after. I call it a Wolves sandwich, but I don't know.
Let's not go back to that.
But yeah, I'm scared because, like I said, Nuno's got a point to prove. All the players he brought off the bench, it was around the 60-minute mark in the FA Cup, really changed the game. And to us, we're quite lucky with the final goal Stuart Armstrong scored. A goalkeeping error from John Ruddy.
Yeah.
You don't see Patricio doing that, to be honest.
No.
I'd say we played a fairly first-team quality side against them, so I can't see much changes realistically. Maybe in the centre-back department, bring back Vestergaard. However, I'd argue Salusi deserves to start.
Yeah, I'd say Salusi had quite a good game, especially for his first one. But maybe they don't want to play him twice in a week or something, since he's only just got fit.
True. Any predictions? Score predictions?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We had the same thing against Arsenal, but I think Wolves have got a very small squad, and so do we. But now we can bring in players like McCarthy. I prefer Forster stayed in. Players like Vestergaard, players like Minamino, players like Adams. Against Arsenal, we sort of had to play the same team, if not worse, because we didn't have Vokins and we didn't have Walker Peters. There you go. Name completely escapes me there. But I think we should be fine. That's a bit of a brave thing to say, but I'm going to say a good 2-0 win, even though they do have Traore back and a couple others as well. I'm going to say 2-0. And Connor Cody is a big miss for them on Thursday. So I still think we'll be fine. 2-0.
I'll go 2-1.
Ooh.
2-1.
To who?
I think they'll get one. To Saints.
Yeah.
But I think they will get one.
Yes.
Yeah. I made a prediction on the Saints Prime podcast. Feel free to check out if you're watching on YouTube. It's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah,
However, you get the Twitter out as well.
Oh yeah, we just hit 500 followers actually. But but I don't know. I'm normally an optimist when it comes to Southampton. However, like I said, when it comes to the cup ties and when we beat him in there, they always get us out afterwards. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to go over 1-0 Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh wow.
But the thing is, but hear me out here though. I have two. If I predict them winning, I get the satisfaction of getting it right. However, if I get the prediction wrong and Saints win, I'm happy either way.
You're happy as well. Yeah, I guess that does work.
I respect that.
Thank you.
In a way.
Disappointing.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Saints. I think it'll be a close game. I don't know. Wolves have obviously got a striker there now. I'm not sure how good he actually is yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't really, but I think that's definitely what they were missing. Fabio Silva was all right, but it wasn't experienced enough, realistically. It was pretty much down to him, and I think now they've got a bit more of an experienced striker there. I say that, but I'm going for a 1-0 Saints.
Yes, Louis.
But still,
let's go. I think Fabio Silva just doesn't fit the mould of a Wolves striker. Like Jimenez is this big 6 foot guy that is quick but can also hold up the ball. Whereas Fabio Silva is not built. He's not ready. But he's got more muscle than me. That's not really saying much. He's quick. He's not got much on him. So I say they probably have to start Jose if they've got any chance against us on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go on to the next game we're going to predict, which is Chelsea versus Newcastle. I've gone for a 2-0 Chelsea. What do either of you guys think?
I don't know. You see Chelsea struggling against a team like Barnsley. Do you really think they can beat on a decent Newcastle side at the moment?
They don't have Callum Wilson. Wilson.
Out for the rest of the season, isn't it?
6 to 8 weeks. I think Newcastle are a team that struggle. I say struggle. They scored 3 against us. They're a team that struggle to score normally against a Thomas Tuchel side that keeps the defence really sharp, really intact. I can only see this game going one way, especially as the forwards slowly getting in the goals. Maybe Werner gets his first goal. At least he wins a penalty or something, maybe. So hopefully, I'm not too fussed, but Chelsea, I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-0 win. Steve Bruce, they're not going to have a chance.
Let go Tomori to AC Milan with this injury. I would say it's not that big a hit for you.
I'd much rather him have him around still, but he wouldn't play the Silva role in that defence. So Silva getting injured or whatever doesn't necessarily impact my thoughts on Tomori, if you get what I mean.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Just because he's more of like a covering. He's more like Rudiger in that team. But Werner apparently should be back, but he's also slightly injured. So there's a chance he won't play, but I think he will, and Havertz is out as well. Not that necessarily makes a difference in the starting lineup. But some of the players, you see Hudson-Odoi coming back in probably, to a bit more of an attacking role. I'd imagine. I'm probably going to go 2-0. I agree with that.
Lou, I've got a question for you. Out of everyone who played in against at Barnsley, was there like a stand-up player for you who should come straight into the lineup this weekend?
It's difficult because the man of the match was undoubtedly Abraham. But then if Werner's fit, I'd still rather him be up front, I think.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Thing is, if they play Abraham up front, they tend to like to play Werner on the wing. And I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather Werner be up front and have, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, whoever else around. Even to be fair, I'm not saying he would be put in, but Kepa had a really good game.
I thought you meant on the wing.
Well.
Yeah, so did I for a second. I was like, what are you on about?
Sorry, no. Aside from the wing point, Kepa had a really good game. I reckon he could do a job on the wing.
How much did you spend on Mendy?
I reckon he could.
Though, Louis, it's quite a big hits. Over 100 million combined on 2 goalkeepers.
It's a big hit, yeah, but we've got money to play with.
We might as well put him on the wing if you're going to spend him that much.
That would definitely be an interesting one. But yeah, I think 2-0.
I'll copy that one, Lou. I go 2-0 Chelsea as well. Yeah.
What prediction were you, Harry? Sorry.
I was 2-0 as well. So it's
2-0
I said my first actually.
I know, I'm pulling your sail, I don't you worry, son.
Okay.
So we're all 2-0 for that. Let's go on to some games to react to. So the first one is the Saints versus Wolves, the 2-0 one last night. What did you guys think when you saw the team at first? Were you happy?
I wasn't surprised. Ralph said during the week that Salisu would get his debut. Force is always the cup goalkeeper. I was a bit surprised seeing Redmond up front in a way, but Adams has been a bit off form. Ralph likes Redmond up front because he's I think that he said he's the best man to sort of trigger the press. So I think that's a role that sort of Puel-esque. If anything, if he's going to go up front, that's where he's going to go. So I was happy with the team sheet, to be honest. Good first team, strong team.
So Tizard, this quote from Puel was Nathan Redmond could be the next Thierry Henry. So
I think he's missed that boat by quite a lot. A long way.
As Barry said, he's got similarities to him, and then everyone changed it to he's the next Thierry.
The problem is, I think he compared Buffon to Messi as well. So I think there's a lot of places that Puel didn't quite go well with, to be honest.
Matt, what was your thoughts on the game, especially Danny Ings' goal? Was it on purpose or?
Yeah, it was a weird goal to see happen, but I think I would take it.
It's all about positioning and stuff, though. Yeah. He's in the right position.
Yeah, it's like me when I'm playing for the parsnips. I'm always in the right position to get those tap-ins.
You are in the right position because you're not.
You're in the right position to deflect my shots into the goal.
Yeah, I remember.
Lou, that's not true, mate. I scored that goal perfectly fine. Thank you very much. You may have shot it and it may have brushed off my foot a little bit. However, I would say that's me of my finesse.
It was redirecting it, putting the keeper off.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like when the
I've got it's recorded, but I'm gonna quote you on that if you ever take that away from me.
As long as it goes in.
Like when Harry passed it back and then it went through Jamie's legs.
Yeah, Harry scores an own goal every now and then. But anyway, back to Southampton.
Back to the Saints.
But yes, I think especially that goal from Danny Ings, his confidence will hopefully go through the roof. Like you could see in the last few games, he's lacking it. You could tell it's with his composure and his face. He was getting frustrated, having a couple coming off the post, even the inside of the post. It was against Newcastle, could have been 3 or. But now I think he can skyrocket on. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Were you happy with Nathan Teller when he came on as well? Because I think he had a decent game. I
love Nathan Teller. I spoke about it on the podcast, on the Saints Prime podcast last night. I don't think it's going to be his season. Same with the injury. The injury a few weeks ago, because he could have easily came into the team. I think he's showing Ralph why he needs to be there. It's given the number 23 for a reason. You don't give a player like that a lower down squad number if you're not going to use him. And that is true, Harry. Don't pull that face. That is
I just like how you're saying number 23 as if that's like something significant.
Pierre-Emile
significant.
It is a significant. He plays for the mighty Spurs.
He does.
And he may have let 2 goals away in their cup game, but still.
No, like you said, Teller was good in the 5 minutes. He was able to get an assist. He got on the ball a lot. He replaced Gineppo, who hasn't really done too much this season. So I'd sort of expect Teller to slowly go above Gineppo, but then I think Teller prefers to play up front, so it all depends on where Ralph sees him play best.
It's a good option to have, Harry, though. Having someone who can, like, a bit like Leonard Redmond, and can play up front and also play on the wings.
Yeah, nice and versatile.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go on to Should we go on to the next game?
Go for it.
So that's the Barnsley versus Chelsea game, which was the 1-0 to Chelsea.
I am so thankful I didn't watch that game. I watched the first 5 minutes of it. Then, sorry to bring up again, we went to record the Saints Prime podcast. And I'm honestly so happy we didn't watch it because it's no offense to it, but it seemed like a bit of a boring game.
It was stressful. Imagine I didn't go into that game thinking, I was more stressed during that than I was the Spurs one.
Oh wow!
They should have scored. They had a shot from about 2 yards out and somehow Kev managed to save it. But
I wouldn't think you'd be putting those 2 words together, would you, Louis? 2 yards out and Kev saving it.
It's the complete opposite, that Kev. But
you did win. A professional performance. You got through. It's a lovely stadium, the Barnsley one, but
it's class, to be honest.
Their pitch is dreadful. Like Hudson-Odoi is running down the wing, and suddenly the ball just flies up in the air at one point. Like it's in the Premier League, you see them sometimes when they mess a shot up, they're looking down at the ground trying to blame the pitch. They actually could in this game. So.
Not
At
quite
the
the
end of the
Eastern
day,
coach, but
you know, we could have won it 7-0. We could have won it 1-0. Same outcome.
Could have lost it. Yeah.
No.
Possibly.
Sorry, I meant
6.
1-0, 6. Same outcome.
In the FA Cup, you don't get
result.
goal difference, so it's all
Exactly.
good.
Harry's
Exactly.
spitting the bars.
A win's a win.
Exactly.
Maybe see Saints in the final, Louis. Who knows?
We
That
have to
would
get
be.
past Bournemouth first.
Considering what happened in the last, was it semi-final of the FA Cup when Giroud?
Oh, was it Giroud? Absolutely rips a new one for Saints
He
players.
did pass up 3 people.
I did enjoy that from the Saints end.
Oh, Louis, that's so unfair. You had
It's the
Saints
only-
season ticket. The only year you could have gone to it. It's outrageous.
So that was the one when you saw Daniel cutting, wasn't it? Big fan
Daniel.
of the podcast.
Shout out Daniel Cutting.
If he comments, hello.
There we go.
Right, next one. Everton Tottenham.
Yeah.
The 5-4 in
The
extra time.
5-4
to
one.
Everton.
Yeah.
Bit of a
So
mad
as
game,
I
really.
mentioned earlier, I was talking about the wrong team. Everton had a great attacking presence, not so good defending.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Ian Nacho with a good.
Yeah. I mean,
Your point is right. Although it was the wrong team, like Bernard he was class.
I thought he left.
Little bit.
I saw on Twitter he's on his way out, but he's clearly fighting for his position and giving Colin Jostley a headache for his next up and coming game.
The thing is, what happens with Mourinho for me? Because if he loses the EFL Cup final, like the only thing he's got left is the Europa League. These sort of cup competitions is Mourinho's bed and breakfast. You know, that's
Bread
what
and
he needs to
butter?
win. Bread and butter. I was so confused. I was like, it's bread and something. I couldn't see. It's not B&B. It isn't a B&B. So what happens now? You know, if they don't win another competition this year, they don't win anything. That's sort of the Mourinho touch. There's no point. Like, what should happen?
Yeah, I think he's washed up, and I love to see it.
Oh, Louis, that's harsh. You can't say it about one of your most your most successful manager.
You can when he spends the second season trying to break down the whole team.
Louis, I can't believe you did. Oh,
Yeah,
I can't actually saying stuff like Ralph like that.
he was that's because he's your current manager.
If he leaves, I love him.
He
What
hasn't
about
he
Ronald
hasn't
Koeman?
gone on
Would you
to
say that
manage
about
Man
Koeman?
United and Tottenham.
It's a good point.
After
it's
that.
a very good point.
Two of our biggest rivals.
Yeah. No, I mean, if
Disrespect.
Ralph manages Portsmouth, then that just sort of shows where his career's gone rather than ours. So.
Ooh.
But
It's not-
hopefully,
it's not wrong, is it? Okay. Swansea Man City.
That was a 3-1 City one, wasn't it?
Yeah, easy win. Morgan Whittaker scores in his debut for Swansea, but it wasn't enough. Man City, easy wins. I think the squad depth for them is amazing. That they can basically put out a full team against any team they come up against, and they can just absolutely wipe the floor.
Yeah.
It's very impressive, really. But it shows how when you spend £1 billion on players over the last 10 years, kind of gives you that assets to have.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
quite
but you
amazing.
can't win any. You don't win anything apart from maybe the anomaly of Leicester if you don't spend a lot of money. So I can't say it's a bad thing.
Oh no,
They just
I
do
don't
it
agree with that, Harry. We've got Liverpool. How much they spent? Their net spend is
I mean,
incredibly
yeah, you
low.
can talk about net spend, but they only won the league because they bought Alisson and Van Dijk, who are both more expensive than Manchester City's record transfer. So I'm not having that. I'm not having
All
that.
right,
So.
I've stuck down. Fair point. I'll back away.
Yeah, the Jesus goal was quite a nice goal as well, where he turns them.
Oh, it was beautiful. I only watched the highlights of the game, but just show his son showing his class and showing why he needs to stick around at City. Because I think he was originally meant to come in, hit the what's the word? Hit the road running. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Hit the ground running.
Hit the ground
Yes,
running.
there we
Thank
go.
you, Tiz. I'm
1-0.
helping each other out here.
1-0.
There's 1-0. I think he's starting to show his class now, and hopefully a good Aguero replacement. Because I don't really see him sticking around for much longer.
Aguero's not scored in the Prem for a year, which seems mental. But...
Hey, don't slander his name like that, Harry. Come on.
Oh no, I think it's a
No,
fantastic
he's
player.
got injuries all
I'm just
over the
talking
place and
stats.
stuff,
I'm just
and
talking
it's-
stats. Yeah.
He's one of the Premier League's greatest ever strikers, Harry. Don't slander him like that. Come on.
He is,
Facts.
but in
I'd
terms
say
of
so.
looking at him now as a striker,
No, that's fair,
they
fair.
do need to look at finding a replacement.
They're linked with Lukaku and Danny Ings. It's a bit scary. But I would actually happily sell Danny Ings to City because they will overpay for him. So
yeah, they pay 40-ish, and they wouldn't be able to afford. Lukaku would cost them upwards of 100 million. So I can't see them doing that.
Do you reckon Lukaku's got a love to United though? Because some players, he left
in a blaze of fire. So I think he'll be fine to.
He'd happily go to City.
Yeah, he shouldn't have to have
left the devils in fire and going to the moon with City. Yeah.
I mean that's a beautiful line. That is a beautiful
Thank
line.
you, Harry. I thought it was fast.
Harry.
I don't know why I got the silence there.
I mean,
brilliant.
it was okay. To be fair, it was okay.
Yeah, should we just talk about some of the draws? So first we'll talk about the Bournemouth Southampton.
No one drew in the FA Cup, but everyone won.
Shut up, Harry. You made that joke yesterday as well on the Saints Prime podcast. But you shouldn't be doing that, Harry.
What's your favourite draw out of that one then, Matt? Is it the Saints one? Is it a good Everton Man City draw? Which one?
The Saints one, because it's probably the the biggest rivalry, so to speak.
Quote unquote, yeah. I always call it a rivalry, not a derby, because Saints fans always get irked when Bournemouth fans talk. So there's definitely a rivalry there.
Yeah, definitely.
Realistically, there's not between any of the other games at all.
No.
So.
No.
Yeah, no, just look at there's none. Would you say, who do you reckon? I guess Chelsea got the easiest draw. I guess Sheffield United.
I think you've got the easiest draw.
Oh no, yeah, that's true. I was just thinking
it's arguable between them, but
it depends, because if it depends when Bournemouth get their new manager. Could have the new manager bounce, but they have been ripped to pieces by transfers. Josh King's gone. They've replaced him with Shane Long, and he can't play. So I don't know who they have. Solanke up front. I think we've definitely got Sam Sturridge as well. We've definitely got the favourable draw, but I think out of the two of us, Chelsea are more likely to win their game than ours, because we're not very good when we're not underdogs, when we're sort of expected to win a close game. Like Shrewsbury's different because it's like a big swing in our favour, whereas Bournemouth's a bit closer. So I'm a bit concerned about that one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Man City, Everton, that would be quite an interesting game to watch, as well as the Leicester United.
Yeah, two sort of fairly big games. I think City will win against Everton.
Who do you guys think's the favourite to win the cup now?
It's got to be Manchester City.
Yeah, that's what I'd say City as well.
They might have another treble on their hands as well, which they've still got a quadruple, but I can't see them winning the Champions League, because they'll face off against some French team, and they never do well against French teams in the knockout. So Man City to win the FA Cup for me. As much as I'd love to say that Southampton are favourites, but what's good is that I can see Everton causing an upset. I can see Leicester causing an upset, and getting those two teams knocked out. I couldn't see Sheffield United causing an upset, but FA Cup one-off game, no replays. You never know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, we only beat them 2-1 in the league, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Matt, who's your favourite? Are you saying Manchester City?
I'm saying City are the favourites, but so we've got to put faith in Southampton.
Yeah, let's go.
I love that from you, Petey.
Yeah. Cool. So let's talk about Southampton, about what's been going on in the club recently, especially with the potential couple of American takeovers. Apparently, there's a couple of American different companies that want to take over Southampton, but it looks
it's
like
scary.
The thing is with Joseph I can't remember.
De Grosser.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't a very good owner
at Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning. Apparently, I think he has to take out money to buy us, which also is a bit concerning. I'd rather I know patience is very short in football, but I'd rather we just wait and find someone that has the money, It's not even about having money, because Gail's got money, but it's more about someone that's got the right philosophy, the right ambition. You can have all the money in the world. If you don't spend it, what's the point in having it, at least from a football club perspective. So I'd want to wait. I know Gail, to be fair to him, he won't care. It will be whoever's got, it's his share to sell. So it'll be whoever offers it, you can have it. I'm not too fussed. But if we're talking from a Saints fan perspective, I'd rather we're patient and waited for someone to go, I want to take this club because I want this to happen, this is the philosophy behind it, and this is the 5-year plan, rather than someone that just goes 200 money, let's see what happens, and not really have any sort of level of plan.
I reckon Jeff Bezos is going to come in, you know.
I'm ready to tweet at Elon Musk saying, hey there, mate. No, we're friends. I buy some Tesla stock from you if you buy Southampton. Let's get everyone from Southampton to do
just
that.
make us a world superpower. That'd be unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward at sort of summer? Any specific transfers you'd like to see, or position wise?
What for Saints specifically? Are we talking about?
Yeah, Saints specifically.
Just a worldwide.
I'd want a backup right back.
I just want to back up everything. To be fair, I think back up everything. We need quality and depth. I think we've shown where we've had injuries. You know, when Shea and Danny get injured, we've got Alundalo back up, so that's not great. And Resman up front, maybe. I want more sort of the Diallo and Salisu signing, someone that doesn't want to play. They want to play instantly, but they don't. You know, they're at the age where they can grow on the training pitch, and then after 2-3 months, that's when they can play. That's when they can show their impact. Because a team like us can't afford, especially during a COVID sort of world. Hopefully by then it's not a COVID world, but you never know. They can come in, develop, and then we can sell them on when they're 26, 27, and sort of have that machine going again. How likely that is, I'm not too sure.
Very good answer.
Harry always does this on the Saints Prime podcast, where he gives a long paragraph stuff. Like, you don't have to respond to it because he can't get a single point. Yeah. That's why we love having him there.
Is there anything else anyone wants to say at all?
I think we've covered the games quite well, to be fair. It's a good weekend of fixtures. It's a good draw. I think it's been a good week for football. I love it when the schedule's filled. Exactly that. It's exactly that. Yes.
Yeah,
thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all right. Anything you want to promote at all, Jamie?
I think Jamie's done it enough.
There's a podcast we run called the Saints Fan Podcast. We'll make sure to tweet out when this episode goes out as well to plug you boys. Don't you worry.
Yeah, look, you're probably not gonna get many people from us.
We'll link it anyway.
You never know. Also, the Formation podcast. Make sure to look at that as well.
I can't believe this.
There you go.
We talked Euros in the last podcast, so.
Not pounds.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's a money podcast then, Harry. Yeah. But financial.
Well, they're gonna have to find out.
Oh, I like that.
Exactly.
Alright, thanks. See you next time.
See ya.
Peace.
Welcome back to episode 8 of the Football Experience. The thing is, we haven't made one for so long, I just can't remember. Okay.
That was brilliant.
Okay, anyway. Okay, welcome back to episode 8 of the Football Experience. Today we're joined with...
Don't know, wait to a quiet bit, because that'd be a nightmare to edit in.
Got you. Welcome back to the Saints Prime.
Matt, you need to...
Matt, you're not going to... Mate, I'm sorry if you want to... Is this who wanted to go on the Saints Prime podcast?
It's because it's got two celebrities here.
Alright, okay.
It's not much of an audition.
Go, Matt, just take a breath, Matt. Take a breath.